YouTube, I'm back with another reaction. And today I'm reacting to 10 stupid ways schools try to save money. And I've been through that shit before. So I don't got nothing to say about that because I already know I come from the ghetto, you know what I mean? You know, niggas always, schools broke as hell these days, you know what I mean? Most schools out here broke as hell. But yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. Enjoy it. Subscribe if you want. But I'll do it about you.
The big holiday sale is on at Royal Furniture. Featured queen bedrooms include a Serta. For whatever reason, when budget cuts are made, it seems that schools are always the first on the chopping block. So when a school needs money, desperate times call for desperate measures, no matter how idiotic. Here are 10 stupid ways schools tried to save money. Before we start, be the first to know when we have a new video out by hitting that subscribe button. Cheating test scores. The higher a school scores on a standardized test, the more money that school gets. It seems counterproductive that the lowest performing schools get the least amount of resources. To try to get better test scores, which will result in more funding, schools are starting to play with the system and cheat their test scores, so it looks like the school is performing better than it actually is. Schools in cities like Atlanta and Baltimore were caught changing test scores, and they did this by manually going through each student's score, erasing the wrong answer, and filling in the correct one. Neglecting repairs. Schools need to stay in tip-top condition so their students have a safe space to learn in. However, when budgets are cut, schools must neglect certain repairs in favor of areas needing money. After teachers in Detroit posted pictures of the unsafe conditions they must work in, the rest of the United States was in shock. From mold growing on the walls to lack of drinking water, lack of toilet paper, and unsafe toilets, it was the wake-up call the government needed to realize that budget cuts might be going a bit too far.
Broken schools.
If you're an adult watching this, then it is likely that you took the school bus at some point when you were a student. Taking that memorable yellow bus is usually paid for by the government, so that students have a way to get to school. However, schools are now starting to charge students for taking the bus to school in order to make some extra money. How much would a bus ride be? Some districts are charging as much as $500 for the school year. Some school districts are even considering eliminating school buses altogether for the sake of saving cash.
Crazy.
Advertisements. Schools have a guaranteed audience, and major companies are taking advantage of all this exposure. Schools are now sacrificing bus space for advertising, and some districts are even painting and posting advertisements over lockers and the sides of buildings. Because schools are desperate for money, allowing these advertisements to be posted makes it possible to save money and get a bit of a cash flow, even if it means that the students might be walking into a smaller scale version of Times Square. Renting school property. Schools have resources and supplies that are in demand, like copiers, fax machines, and even parking spaces. A school district in Texas could get tens of thousands of dollars when they allowed the local government to make copies with their machines. They also made over $87,000 from renting unused parking spaces to local office workers, as the spots around the football stadium were prime real estate. Student teachers. When we say student teachers, you might be thinking of an up-and-coming teacher who's trying to get in some extra training before hitting the classroom. But what we actually mean is students being asked to teach classes. Some schools are so understaffed for the sake of saving money that they are asking students to teach the classroom instead, and it may cost a dime. In Detroit, an 8th grade student was asked to step in and teach a math class for months. Rent a kid. It seems that if a school is trying to save some money, then they think it's okay to put a student to work in a style similar to indentured servitude. While schools have been having students help with fundraising for quite some time, programs like the athletics department are now doing things like rent a wrestler or rent a student for a price, and then that student helps with general labor chores like gardening, cleaning, and more. But it is the school that pockets the money. Student extortion. When renting out a student doesn't work, schools have figured out that the next best thing is to help save money is to extort the students or their parents. By raising fees to join athlete programs, buying school lunches, or even parking spots and lockers, schools have a lucrative cash flow for their bank. In Arizona, a volleyball program in the Mariana Unified School District charged students $250 in tax credits, and if they didn't pay, the students would be physically punished. A New Jersey school even threatened to contact Child Protective Services if parents didn't pay for a debt of $100,000 in school lunches. Lunches.
The fuck?
Speaking of lunches, it seems that school lunch programs all over the United States are getting more expensive, but the quality of the food is getting worse. Schools in the Hawkins County, Tennessee district were put in the spotlight after they served students meat that had been in the freezer for years, and cafeteria workers were ordered to put gravy on it to give it a better taste. Thanks to social media, students are now posting their disgusting lunches on a regular basis, while touting the expensive price that came with it. Nightclub. 5 Day, the Harambe Institute of Science and Technology Charter School in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was a school Monday through Friday. But in the evenings, as well as the weekend, the school's cafeteria was transformed into a nightclub called Club Damani. While it may seem unorthodox, the club seems to bring in some money to the school. Damani got into some hot water, though, since not only was it illegal to serve alcohol near a school, but the club's liquor license has also expired. Apparently, the club is under new management and running a respectable business. Well, folks, what do you think of these things that schools have to do in order to provide kids with an education? And while you're here, check out these other videos, like this one, and of course, subscribe to The Richest for more weird content every day. Bye-bye.
Well, there was 10 stupid ways to schools tried to save money. Now, what I think about it is very stupid. I mean, this is worse than I ever heard. That's stupid, bro. Like, leaving meat in the freezer for months. That's stupid. Now, if y'all enjoyed that video and y'all enjoyed this reaction, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share. And my social media and my kicks are gonna be. My kick gonna be in the description below, so y'all can hit me up and tell me what y'all think, about my channel. Tell me some ideas. But yeah, peace.